Hi, my name is Mindy Huntington Frazier, and I'm the Outreach Coordinator for the Olympic College Nursing Program. Thank you for joining me today for this information session on our Nursing Assistant Program. While you are viewing this presentation, I hope you jot down any questions you might have and then register for one of our upcoming live information sessions. I'll be able to answer all your questions at that time. We are so excited for you to start your career as a nursing assistant, and we look forward to having you as a student in one of our classes. During this session, we will go over some important information that can be found on our program overview webpage. We will talk about what a nursing assistant is, the courses that are required for this program, and resources for things like student success and paying for the program. I'll talk about the supplies and textbooks that are needed for our courses, how to get registered and started at the college, and what documentation is needed to attend the clinical practicum part of the course. I'll also let you know about registering with the state to become a nursing assistant registered so you can begin working while in the program, and what competency testing will look like when you've completed the program to become a nursing assistant certified. Please remember to take notes, jot down those questions, and join me at one of our live in-person or online information sessions. On our Nursing Assistant Program overview page, you'll find links to the information sessions, the calendar for the upcoming quarters. These are subject to change, so make sure you check them frequently. You'll see the role of the nursing assistant, information on how to get started in the program, financial assistance available to you, including grants, expenses for the program, a list of the required and optional supplies, and information on the required clinical documentation. So what is a nursing assistant? Nursing assistants are professionals who work under the supervision of a registered nurse or licensed practical nurse. Nursing assistants work in a variety of settings, including hospitals, long-term care facilities or nursing homes, assisted living, and home health care settings. You have a lot of options ahead of you, and we're glad you chose the Olympic College Nursing Assistant Program to help you start that journey. During the live information session, we go over a detailed calendar for the upcoming quarter. Generally, though, the Nursing Assistant Program is a total of 13 credits spread out over 3 classes. The first half of the quarter, students will take Nursing Assistant 105, our traditional college lecture course, and Nursing Assistant 115, our Skills Practice Lab course. Those classes are in person on the Bremerton campus, typically in Building 7. Our practicum course, Nursing Assistant 120, is held the second half of the quarter at a local healthcare facility, typically a long-term care facility. At the end of Nursing Assistant 120, you return back to campus for an employer panel and review before we let you launch into the world as graduates of the Nursing Assistant Program. Those 13 credits total 200 hours. During that time, you'll gain everything you need to know to pass the state exam and become a successful and well sought after nursing assistant in our community. Looking closer at those 3 courses, in our theory course, Nursing Assistant 105, Nursing Assistant, we provide an overview of the Nursing Assistant Program and Washington State candidate requirements, as well as discuss laws related to the nursing assistant role, review infectious disease and bloodborne pathogen prevention, and learn a body systems approach to caregiving. We discuss basic principles such as nutrition, dementia, and mental health care, as well as end-of-life care. This course is a 6-credit course and a total of 60 contact hours in the classroom. Our Nursing Assistant Lab course, Nursing Assistant 115, is held concurrently with Nursing Assistant 105, meaning that you'll be enrolled in both classes at the same time at alternative dates and times. This course prepares our students to perform caregiving duties that are required of a nursing assistant, including BLS for healthcare providers, which is CPR for healthcare providers, helping with basic technical skills and restorative skills, and addressing rehabilitation and surgical concerns. In this course, you'll also try your hand at documentation to be prepared for our clinical course, which is the next in our series. Our Nursing Assistant 120 Nursing Assistant Practicum course allows our students to apply the knowledge and skills they have gained throughout the quarter in a work or long-term care setting. This includes 8 full 8-hour shifts for a total of 64 hours. The students, up to 10 in a group, will go with a clinical instructor to one of our partner facilities. Your shift might include day or evening or even weekend shifts, depending on the availability of the facility and our faculty. Once the clinical experience is over, our students return to campus for 2 8-hour shifts in the lab, where you get an opportunity to retrain your brain and review your skills in preparation for your final skills test in your clinical class, as well as the state exam. Your final skills test is designed like the state exam, and actually, you'll be taking your final skills test using the same setup that we use for our in-facility state testing. The other thing we'll do during those days back on campus is an employer panel and mock interviews, preparing our students for the job interview and job search process. A lot of these mock interviews turn into real interviews and job offers. We are very proud of what our students are able to accomplish in just one quarter. Our program includes a number of resources to help our students be successful. One of these resources is the iBest Team Teaching Model. iBest stands for Integrated Basic Education and Skills Training. We integrate the basic education instructor, someone who's there to help with your essay writing, math, and organizational skills, as well as help with interview prep and how to write your resume, along with a content instructor who's a registered nurse and expert in teaching the caregiving skills portion of our courses. We use a lot of different technology in our program and have resources for students who want to build those skills as well. The Nursing Assistant program uses an online learning platform called Canvas for things like storing supporting documentation and assignment submission. We encourage students to take a free 0-credit orientation to campus course called General Studies 97 to help build skill and comfort with this platform. There are also computer labs available on all campuses for our students. But our Information Technology Help Desk also has some loaner laptops available. We recommend, if you don't have a laptop or other computing device of your own, that you reach out to the Information Technology Help Desk. Their phone number is 360-475-7600. Not only can they loan laptops, but they can also loan Wi-Fi hotspots as well. If you require accommodations for physical, mental, or learning needs, it is the responsibility of the student to contact Access Services and provide documentation in order to have those accommodations used in our classrooms. Please contact them as soon as you know that you would like to use an accommodation, so we're allowed to use them in the classroom setting. For those of you who are English as a second language, we would encourage you to reach out to our English to Speakers of Other Languages program here on campus to get the most you can out of our program. There are a number of sources available through the college and in the community to help pay for the tuition fees and related expenses for the Nursing Assistant program. The first on this slide is Werncke Retraining. You can contact them through our website in order to submit an eligibility form for Werncke Retraining grant funding. Most nursing students qualify under this payer source because nursing assistants require specific training in order to get a job as a nursing assistant. Werncke Retraining will pay 100% of tuition, books, supplies, and fees, including the state testing fee. BFIT, Work First, and Opportunity Grants all have income requirements for eligibility. BFIT funding is typically for individuals who are receiving SNAP benefits or qualify for SNAP benefits, which is assistance with food. Work First is based on income eligibility as well, and can sometimes pay for things like childcare and transportation. Opportunity grants are for students in professional technical programs like the Nursing Assistant program. They provide tuition and fees assistance and some books and supplies as well. If you are in the military, a veteran of the military, or a family member of a member of the military or veteran personnel, you might be eligible for some help through the Military and Veterans Program. I encourage you to contact the MVP either by calling 360-475-2821 or by visiting their website. If you do end up paying out of pocket, you can set up a tuition payment plan through the cashier's office. You should be able to do this online when you're scheduling your courses. There are some community resources available through WorkSource of Kitsap and Mason County. They have a Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act that can help cover costs for individuals who don't have a job because they're unemployed, they're displaced homemaker, or something like that. I would encourage you to contact WorkSource directly for information about their programs and how to apply. If you're paying out of pocket for your tuition, fees, and supplies, please save your receipts. There is a nursing assistant reimbursement program for skilled nursing facilities like nursing homes that receive funding from the government through Medicaid reimbursement. If you have any out-of-pocket expenses, the law says that those skilled nursing facilities must provide reimbursement. They don't have to do it until you have completed your state exam and passed it, and they can take up to a year to do it, but they are legally bound to reimburse you for your expenses related to your education. Most facilities reimburse on a quarterly basis. On this slide, you'll see the tuition and fees related to the current academic year as published on the Olympic College website. You will also find the fee for our Nursing Assistant Lab, Nursing Assistant 115, as well as the approximate cost of supplies required for our program. You see the safety documentation here, which is not included in most of the reimbursement programs that you've spoken prior. You will need liability and malpractice insurance, which you can purchase through the Olympic College cashier on their website or in person. You will also need a copy of your personal health insurance. If you don't have health insurance, there is a 1/4 student-only plan available through forstudenthealth.com that costs about $40. It is a catastrophic or injury-only plan. Health insurance is required during clinical because you won't be covered under typical labor and industry laws, as you are not an employee of the facility. Finally, this also has the cost of the nursing assistant state exam, which is $124, payable after the successful completion of the program. All told, the total cost of the program is just under $2,000. Most of these are covered under some of the payer funding sources I showed on the previous slide, and all except the safety documentation are subject to reimbursement through the Nursing Assistant Reimbursement Program. We have 2 required textbooks for our program, and they're needed on the first day of class. The first required textbook is Lippincot's textbook for Nursing Assistants, 5th edition. The second is the BLS Basic Life Support Manual by the American Heart Association. All students complete the CPR course in our Nursing Assistant 115 class, even if they're currently certified. Both books are available in the Barnes & Noble bookstore here on campus. You might also find them online through other vendors. There are also ebook versions of the Lippincott textbook available for students who require or prefer ebooks. We also have 2 other recommended textbooks we like to mention, but they are optional and typically not covered by any of the funding sources. There's a workbook that accompanies the Lippincott textbook. We do not use this workbook in class, but a number of our students have told us that they recommend it as a study tool. We will post the answers to the workbook online through the campus course, so you're able to check your work if you choose to use this. We also recommend the Longman Dictionary of American English. You can use this dictionary on any of our exams and in class, as well as during the state exam. It doesn't matter if you use the Handy Learners version or the larger version. The only differences are the price and size of book. Edition doesn't matter either. In addition to the books you'll be required to have for our program, you'll also need some other supplies. Our students in our lab and clinical settings will need to wear solid colored scrub top and bottom in burgundy, or it might say wine color on the label. These can be purchased at the bookstore, but you may also purchase them anywhere you want. They just have to be that solid burgundy wine color. You will also need closed-toed, closed-heeled shoes for clinical. These can be any color. They don't have to be white or nursing shoes. A pair of sneakers work just fine. They should be reserved just for clinical setting. In the lab setting, you'll need to wear a pair of slip-on shoes. Color is not important. It is just for the ease of playing the client in that setting. You'll also need a stethoscope and blood pressure cuff for practice. The stethoscope will be taken into the clinical setting as well. Color doesn't matter. You'll also need a watch with a second hand, and we recommend a sweeping second hand versus a ticking second hand for taking pulses and respirations. And finally, you'll also need a gait belt or transfer belt. Almost all of these supplies can be purchased at the Barnes & Noble bookstore on campus, except for the shoes. If you're being funded by one of the grant programs, you'll need to get your supplies through the bookstore. Instructions on how to purchase these items through the bookstore can be found on the Nursing Assistant Overview page on our website. You can get started in the Nursing Assistant program at Olympic College by going to the Olympic College website, www.olympic.edu. Drop down on the Getting Started menu, Apply Online. You will be able to set up your account, get an identification number, and be able to then go in through the Student Self-Service button at the top of the page and register for the 3 classes in our program, NA 105, NA 115, and NA 120. In agreement with our clinical agencies, all nursing assistant and nursing students must complete their clinical documentation requirements prior to the start of clinical. These are due in the nursing assistant program on the Monday of the 4th week of the quarter in fall, winter, and spring, and the Monday of the 3rd week of the quarter in summer. You can view all these requirements on our Nursing Assistant Overview webpage under the Clinical Documentation FAQ tab at the bottom of the page. We will also give instructions for uploading those requirements for everyone who's registered for the program the week prior to the start of the program. Please get started right away and don't wait until the quarter begins. If you need to have a 2-step TB test done, it takes a minimum of 2 weeks to complete the process, so start today. If you have any questions about the clinical documentation requirements, please email nacprogram@olympic.edu. You can also ask questions about the clinical documentation requirements or any of the other requirements during a live information session. Historically, our students have all the required training to begin working as a nursing assistant registered, or NAR, as early as the 2nd week of the quarter. During the pandemic, rules around becoming an NAR have changed. To become an NAR, there's paperwork that needs to be completed on the Washington Department of Health website, and it costs about $85 payable to the Washington Department of Health. This is not something that is covered through most funding and financial assistance through the college. Historically, NARs were also required to pass their state nursing assistant certification exam within 4 months of their date of hire in order to remain employed. Some of the rules have been waived or changed due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Please attend a live information session to learn the current NAR requirements if you would like to work while enrolled in the program. Upon successful completion of our nursing assistant program, you will receive a DSHS DOH certificate of completion, stating that you have completed the training program, which allows you to schedule your state exam. Here at Olympic College, we do in-facility exams where we arrange for an evaluator to come here so you can test in the space where you did all your training. In addition, you'll be eligible for an Olympic College Certificate of Recognition. If you would like the Olympic College Certificate of Recognition, it is a $20 fee payable to the Olympic College. The state exam is $124, which is payable to Pearson VUE, the testing entity. Once you have passed your state exam, you are eligible to become a certified nursing assistant. That is an additional $85 payable to the Washington Department of Health. It is separate from the nursing assistant registered, but the same process. Finally, certified nursing assistants receive a factor point towards entry into our LPN program here at Olympic College during the application process. It puts you ahead of others on an equal footing that are not certified. We've come to the end of the presentation. This slide contains the contact information for the Nursing Assistant Program Director, Beth Gill. The best way to find more information on the Nursing Assistant Program is to join me at one of the Nursing Assistant information sessions, either via Zoom or in person. You can find dates and times for the information sessions through the link on our webpage. In these live information sessions, I will review the calendar for the upcoming quarter and answer any questions you might have. Thanks so much for joining me today, and we hope to see you in one of our nursing assistant courses soon.